May we get an interview, please? How fun was that?
It was more work.
Are you sweaty now or what?
Yes. Flies will be here any minute.
Say hi to the family.
Vern, I don't ever want to see you ride like that either.
My name is George Bernard Kale. I'm 57 years old, and today's date is February 20th, 2014.
Getting in there.
I'm George Bernard Kale II. I am 30 years old. Today is February 20th. You had 4 kids,
Right.
4 young kids. And often, not all the time, but I think, what was going through your head, what was going through my dad's head, right now at 2:30 a.m. this morning when Asher was wide awake?
Well, life was different. I'll say that. That's back in the day where it was more of the norm than the exception, that moms pretty much raised the kids. And, as you know, I married a wonderful lady that she was a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
And she had that ability to get up at 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, whether it be to feed the babies or, whatever the cry or the whimper was about. She had that ability to make it right, make everything good, and go back to sleep and be back up, a couple hours later to
tend to the rest of the flock.
tend to the rest of them, to get them cereal.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I'll let you ask some questions.
Yeah. Well, essentially, I guess I have kind of the advantage on you because
you know everything.
Yeah. Well, no, I do know that the purpose behind you, my purpose of you joining the military,
right?
Was such. But I think that my first question would be, when did you really decide that you wanted to put on the uniform and serve?
Gosh, I mean, I had, like you were saying, it's kind of just in the lineage, in our genes that we feel the need to serve, whether it's the military or, even at our church or with any sort of service where you're doing selfless acts and things like that. I think has always been kind of ingrained in me. But it was the fact that, whether it was just that I looked up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I also needed that guidance, and I still do, but it's the fact that you kind of set that standard of what it is to serve and what it is to be a dad, and all those things.
Right.
And so I kind of looked up to you. I did look up to you. And I remember, looking at photos of me wearing Grandpa George, his uniform, his Vietnam era uniform, his tiger stripes.
Right.
Did you feel like you ever were forcing me into anything, whether it was, sports or, because with my son, with Gio, and with Asher, you kind of have these ideas of what you want him to be, or the man you hope he is. And I guess in some ways it's parts of him that you wish you were at that age. But I mean, did you ever feel like you were forcing me into the military or?
No, I think in my case, just a simple conversation with my dad is what put me onto a track that, I tried to follow his example.
Right.
And whether or not I felt like I was forcing you, you might say I was steering you.
Guiding,
in a direction that I thought was appropriate.
Right. Yeah. And I don't, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if I had any hesitation, I wouldn't have done it.
Right. And that's good that you feel that way, because if nothing else, I feel like I've succeeded. You've done all the work, but I feel like I've succeeded and reached my goal from your aspirations, what you have already attained, and your future is laying there before you, and you proceed down this same path.
I'll get sappy really quick. The fact that you were able to guide me and not force me the fact that you were able to encourage me, you know, and not kind of criticize or, you know, naysay or anything like that. The fact that you were able to do that, and Mom, of course, brought me to where I am. So when you say, you know, you have succeeded, I hope that's what you mean, that I am better able to serve my country, I'm better able to serve my family, and that I'm just, I'm more mature, that I'm in a really good spot right now in my life,
Right.
because of your guidance, not your pushing or your dictating.
Yes. And, you know, success is not really ever based on the final score,
Right.
whether it be financially or the points on the board at the end of the game, that type of thing. Success is actually, in my opinion, doing the best you can every day, either trying to succeed
Right.
and survive or help others.
Yeah.
The high point in my life is definitely my family. There's no doubt.
But the fact that I am able to have a family and leave a legacy and have 2 boys, and to be able to carry on that tradition
Oh, yeah.
of whether they join the military or not, whether they do some sort of service, that doesn't matter. The fact that I have a close-knit family and a family that can sit down for 40 minutes and talk to each other,
Yeah.
that means more than anything, and that's my America. I love you.
Love you.